Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're looking at something pretty interesting emerging from the crypto market. For a lot of retail investors, things feel, well, pretty uncertain, maybe choppy waters. But sort of beneath that surface caution, there's this other group, the big players, the whales, and they seem to be making some surprisingly bold moves, actually.
Yeah, so our focus is on these specific reports dated August 6, 2025. They really highlighted some significant activity among these large holders. And just so we're clear, when these reports talk about whales, they're typically identifying, wallets with substantial holdings, usually over $1 million or so, big enough to really move the needle. So our mission really is to unpack what these
The report specifically mentioned accumulation altcoins like Ethereum, Bonk, and Layer-2 tokens.
Yeah, and what's really fascinating here, something the report to dig into, is that this isn't just random buying. It's not simply like a blanket buy the dip thing. The accumulation pattern, which, they tracked across various on-chain analytics, even mentioned on places like X, it points towards highly strategic moves, very calculated. We're just seeing data, for example, suggesting some of these whales are reacting to specific things like liquidity crunches or maybe short positions getting unwound in derivatives, especially for Ethereum. So it feels less emotional,
more like, planned positioning.
That's a really key point. Strategic, not just opportunistic. So, okay, beyond just buying low, what kind of specific signals or market conditions are these?
That's a great question. For Ethereum, it looks like there are a few things going on. The reports show increased activity in whale wallets, but also big flows into liquid staking protocols. It suggests, a longer-term belief in Ethereum's ecosystem, maybe its upcoming upgrades. They seem to be betting on its core strength and growing use cases. So it's not just about the price today. It's more of a staking and ecosystem bet.
Okay, that makes sense for Ethereum, foundational. But Dunk, that one stands out.
It does, yeah. Bonk's conclusion is, it's interesting. The reports kind of suggest that even though it's a meme coin, right, its high liquidity and that strong community aspect make it usable for potentially larger, maybe shorter-term speculative plays, perhaps within a sort of portfolio rebalancing act that shows some whales are willing to play with these high-beta, community-driven assets, maybe as a hedge, maybe for quick gains. It's definitely not about, deep fundamental value in the usual sense, more about market dynamics, social buzz.
Wow, fascinating, especially for Bonk. Okay, and the Layer 2s. Why are they popping up on whale radars now?
Yeah, the reports specifically call out significant accumulation in the big ones like Arbitrum and Optimism. And the thinking there, based on the analysis, is that whales are making a strong bet on scalability. It's all about those solutions. As Ethereum grows, and especially with things like the Denken upgrade helping with data costs, these Layer 2s become, essential infrastructure, right, for dApps, for everyday use. So these whales seem to be getting in position for more and more activity, moving on to these faster, cheaper networks. It's a big vote of confidence in that scalable future for blockchain.
Okay, so we have these big, seemingly smart money players making very specific strategic moves, while everyone else is kind of nervous. What are the different ways we could read this? I mean, is it just clearly altcoin season is coming? Or could it be something else?
That is the million-dollar question, isn't it? And the reports actually explore a few possibilities. Look, the most exciting idea for many is, yes, an upcoming altcoin season that often lines up with Bitcoin's dominance dipping a bit, which we've seen some signs of. But we should probably consider other angles, too. Some of this could just be smartly balancing within very large portfolios, right? Shifting funds around. It could also tie into specific institutional plays, maybe getting ready for new DeFi things launching, or even providing
liquidity somewhere specific. It's complex for sure. But the sheer speed and focus of these buys, it definitely suggests they're betting on market growth, not just tidying up their portfolio.
Right, it adds more.
Exactly. And this activity, noted around August 6th, 2025, picked up by on-chain analysis and social chatter. It looks like strategic buying on the dips, not random.
Right, calculated positioning. It could hint at an altcoin season, especially with Bitcoin's dominance easing off slightly.
Yeah, or it could reflect broader portfolio shifts and bets on specific growth areas like scalability and staking. It really makes you think, though. If these large investors are actively using dips and signals to position themselves for what's next, what does that tell us about how different people see risk and opportunity in these, let's face it, volatile markets? It kind of pushes us to look past the immediate noise, maybe, and consider how whale actions, driven by potentially deeper insights or different strategies, might give clues about future trends, even when things feel uncertain right now.
So what stands out to you when you think about these kinds of strategic moves happening in such a fast-moving, unpredictable market? Something to chew on.